Jeremy, good afternoon to your many listeners. This is about, look, there's long-term plans for the NHS and there are medium-term plans and there are short-term plans. And this is about freeing up space in the short term. Let me give you an example from my constituency on the Isle of Wight. We received about £600,000 from that winter fund a couple of months ago. We have been able to partially reopen a care home, and that is going to take a couple of dozen beds so we can take some old folks who are in St Mary's Hospital in Newport and look after them much better. That's good for two reasons. A, Jeremy, it frees up space at St Mary's so we can get more people through the healthcare system. And secondly, having an elderly person lying in a bed for more than 10 days at a time is very, very bad for them because of the amount of muscle atrophy that takes place. So for the purposes of trying to get people out of the system and into somewhere they can be better looked after, it's actually a really good idea. And it means that we're freeing up the system because the pinch points aren't always with the NHS, and very often it's at that gap between the NHS and adult social care afterwards.
Understood. But that's a one-off payment of, you said 600,000, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's our share. So that's giving you a practical example from my constituency.
Yeah, but it needs to be unless it's ongoing, it's not a solution. I know you say it's short term, but when that money's used up, what happens to the people who are benefiting from it?
For sure. So this is why we brought in the Health and Social Care Act last year, to make sure that we have greater levels of integration between adult social care and the NHS. Because when the NHS was founded, life expectancy was much shorter than it is now. And so you're dealing with an older population. You're also dealing with a population that demands much higher standards of healthcare. So another thing that the government is doing, which is more of a medium and long-term solution, is it's setting up 160 diagnostic centres throughout Britain. 91 have come online. And this means that these diagnostic centres just specialise in scans and tests and checks. And again, we're getting one in Newport on the Isle of Wight very soon, and that means that diagnostic centre will be entirely focused on making sure that people get the scans and the checks and the tests that they need without necessarily going into the hospital. So it's about driving. Look, we're spending about £156 billion just on the NHS in England in this next financial year. We understand that money has to be used to drive efficiency and to deliver the healthcare that we expect and we require.
Thank you very much, Bob Seeley, Conservative MP for the Isle of Wight.